Okay, fifth grade, for this project, you're making a notan, a Japanese notan, and we're working with positive space, which is the areas that are filled in with black, and negative space are the areas where there is nothing there, and it's been flipped and put in the opposite position. So we're talking about positive and negative space, and we're doing that by making these Japanese notans. And so you guys should have already painted a paper. You're just gonna paint one. So I have a few different ones to pick from here. So hopefully you've done something really interesting with your brush strokes. And then everybody is going to get a piece of paper, a piece of black construction paper, a strip just like this. And on this, you are going to be drawing some different shapes, as you can see, like shapes like this that I cut out of here. And I want you to use a combination of organic or free-form shapes, like this one, these ones here, this one up here, and geometric shapes like you can see I did with the triangle here, okay? So you want to use a combination. Try to have at least one geometric shape and one organic shape, and then you fill in the rest with either one of those. And so we're gonna do, since you guys are gonna be cutting out these shapes, you wanna make them interesting, but you don't wanna make them so complicated to cut because, like I said, you're gonna cut out each and every single one of these little shapes. So I'm gonna give you guys, you either use a regular pencil or this is a white charcoal pencil. If I have enough of these, you guys will be using these. And you're gonna draw out your shapes on this black piece of construction paper. You can leave it on here if you want, or you can put it on the tabletop. It might be a little hard to see in the video if I put it on the table. So I'm gonna start drawing those shapes. And so I wanna put some on this side, some on this side. So we have shapes that end up getting flipped on both sides of the paper because the strip then will get glued down in the center. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start doing now is, so remember, some geometric, some organic. So I might start with maybe a circle. And you can absolutely have, or half circle in this case, you can absolutely have shapes inside of other shapes, but don't do any more than two. So, so I did one triangle and then I did a second one inside, so I would stop there. This one I just did one shape inside of it. So here, I think I'm gonna do, one shape there like that, and then I'm gonna keep drawing. All right, so I have my shapes drawn on here, and notice that I tried to make them interesting, but I didn't make them super complicated because I'm gonna have to cut out each and every one of these shapes and glue them down. So, depending on your cutting skills, if you're not as good at cutting as what you think maybe like, the shape is complex, then, maybe like adjust it and keep it really super simple. And you totally can erase this. I'll put out some erasers for you guys. You can erase this if you ever want to change a shape. Okay, so now I'm going to start cutting out my shapes. And I do have some of these really small orange scissors for you guys to use that I think are really great for getting really detailed cuts. However, some students in the past have said that they don't feel comfortable with these on their hands because they are so small, okay? And I totally understand that. So if you need to use the other scissors, you can absolutely do that. If you want to use these, you can use these. Just be careful. They are really super pointy on the tip, so you don't want to poke yourself or anybody else with them. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the bigger shape on all four of these. I'm not going to cut out the smaller inside shapes just yet, okay? So here we go. Notice when I'm cutting, I have the scissors, I have the paper closer to the inside, closer in here. I'm not cutting with the tips of the scissors, I'm cutting with this part in here. That part of the scissors are, that's the sharpest part. And I'm making little slow squeezes, keeping my eyes on my paper. So slow squeezes. And then I can just set this down. So if I set this down here, I can just set this on my paper right there, okay? Kind of line it up where it will go back, like a puzzle.